You're listening to the Plumbing Company Marketing Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping your service-based business grow and thrive using the latest technology in internet marketing. And now, here's the host of our show and the CEO of Grow Inc., Matt Law.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another training episode. And today we are going to be talking about harnessing AI for your service business. And if you're curious why there is now an episode 13, it's because we decided to continue to add more training to our podcast. So originally we said, hey, we'll do 12 episodes that include everything that we do for our clients and just kind of give a blueprint of how to grow your service business by 200, 300%. And it's loaded with all of the things that we do to help clients grow and really the most important things. But over the last few months, we've had a lot of people tune into the podcast and just really give us a lot of great feedback of how it's helped them. And so we decided to continue to add more information. Marketing is always changing and it's evolving. And so as we see changes in service business marketing, we're going to drop episodes in here. So be sure to subscribe. So today, again, we are going to be talking about AI and how to harness it for your service business. And just a little bit about us before we get started. My name is Matt Law. I'm the CEO of Grow Inc. Been doing marketing for a lot of years and have been an entrepreneur for a long time. Grow Inc. is an agency that works exclusively with service businesses like yours. And so my goal today is just really to help you understand AI, how it's being used by marketers, how you can leverage it in your business, and how you can use it to win. And so you've probably heard about AI or artificial intelligence. And the misconception is that it's this magic potion and you just can plug it in and it can do everything for you. It is magical, but it is not a magic potion. My goal today is to explain how marketers are using AI to implement into their apps, into their service, and how you can leverage it or how you can partner with an agency who uses AI to grow your business. And I think it's important to understand what AI really is. And so the definition of AI is artificial intelligence. It's machine learning. And so it's a program that goes out and it absorbs information and then it knows it. And so like traditional database learning is where everything is stored in a database. And with AI, and the way it kind of works is you go through a training process where the app will learn something, and it could be a language, it could be history, it could be news, it could be financial stuff, and it will learn that, and then it understands the language, and so it will allow you to ask questions, speak to the AI bot or the chat script, and then it will respond with information. And so some of you probably have tried some sort of AI chat script. If you're doing a Google search, you're seeing AI being returned in information. And so today we're going to walk you through examples. We're going to go through an AI chat with audio. I'm going to show you a phone system built in AI, and you're going to learn a little bit more about that. So what are the common ways that it is being integrated into marketing? And let's start off by talking about the customer experience and like on your website. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So first of all, chatbots, like a virtual assistant on your website, it's a great way to do that. And you can actually do a lot of cool things with a chat. And maybe you've tried this in the past and it hasn't worked really well. You try to chat with some big company and they just, you go round and round and you're just like, hey, I want to talk to somebody. That is not what I'm talking about here. We're talking about a virtual chatbot where we let them know, hey, we are not a real person, but we have a lot of information about the company. We can answer your questions. You can schedule a time with us. So it's a helpful chatbot. And what you do is the AI will learn information about your business. So it would know your hours, your location, it would know your services, a lot of just history about the company, your product information, different things like that. And so then it could ask a question like, hey, I'll give you an example. The chatbot launches like, hey, how can I help you today? I'm an AI chatbot. How can I help you? And it would say three options like, hey, learn more about our company, learn more about our services, or schedule a time with us or request a quote or something like that. So the first option, if it's learning more about the company, then it's going to go and take that information that it learned. So it can just tell them all about the company, the history, and it's a very powerful way for them to learn. If they're learning more about the services, it can then connect to, say, ChatGPT. It could take information and it could learn whatever it knows about the industry. It can go then and answer questions. Scheduling, it could ask them their name, information, time they would like. It could connect with an online calendar system. It could also do things like send a quote request to the company. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with chatbots. And so one of the things that we are implementing for all our clients now is an AI chatbot where it trains the bot about the company, and it works into their workflow. And so if they want to request a quote, it can redirect them to the quote page. It's just a little widget on the bottom left-hand side of the screen that is helpful if someone, and so we see people use those chatbots all the time. It's helpful, it's informative, and it works. And so that's one way that we're implementing AI into the website connection. The second thing I want to talk to you about is a tool called VAPI, VAPI.ai, which is a tool, and there's a few tools out there that do things like this, but you may have been on social media and you've seen like chat bots that will call or AI bots that will call and make appointments and things like that. I think that may come one day, but I don't think the technology is good enough. And so I would not trust my business, my service business, to an AI machine to call and schedule appointments. I would also not trust it to just answer my phone all of the time. But one thing we are testing with and working on is voice answering systems. And I want to give you a demo of this here in just a minute. But what it can do is it can basically answer your phone if you're unavailable. So let's consider your call tree. It calls your main office. No one can pick up after 4 rings. Then it could get forwarded to your AI answering service. And then maybe after hours, it could do that. And I'll kind of walk you through this. We're going to make a call here in just a second, and I'm going to walk you through an example of this we set up for Grow Inc. It's important to note, I would always answer the phone and talk to someone first. That is by far the best thing you could do. But what about if you're on the other line or after hours? And I'll just kind of give you an example of this now. So let me put you on hold just for a second, and we're going to come back and we will pick up with this recording. All right, I've got everything queued up and ready to go. And the first call we are going to make is for Grow Inc. And this is just an example that I created for clients so they can kind of see how it works, but I want to share it with you. And so basically what this chatbot will do is it'll answer the call, lets them know it's an AI chatbot, and I'm going to give you a couple different versions of it. The first one we are going to listen to is a male voice, and this is an after hours demo. I will say that the intro is too long, and what I would do if we were setting this up for a business, we would say, hey, I'm an AI answering service. I can take a message for you, or I can tell you more about the company. How can I help? So my intro would be shorter, but as I was showing this to clients, I wanted to make it more detailed. So let's call in now.
Hey there. Thanks for calling. My name is Dave, and I'm an AI virtual assistant. I help Inc. with calls after hours and on weekends. I can help you by answering any questions you have about marketing. I can also tell you more about our company. Lastly, I can even take a message for you and share it with our team. So how can I assist you today? Let me know and I'll do my best.
Can you tell me a little bit about search engine optimization, please?
Absolutely. Search engine optimization, or SEO for short, is the process of optimizing your website to improve its visibility in organic, non-paid search engine results. The goal is to increase the quantity and quality of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. Key components include understanding what people are searching for online,
Excuse
keyword
me,
research,
I'm going to try to barge
optimizing
in
your
here.
content.
Hello? Do you guys offer SEO service?
Yes, I'm here and listening carefully. We do offer SEO services. We are a marketing agency called Grow Inc. We have over 25 years of marketing experience.
So I'm going to hang up now. So you got a little example of that. Not perfect. You saw the phone breaking up a little bit. That is not the AI. That's actually my cell phone connected to Bluetooth. And I'm not I don't have great service here at my studio here where I'm recording. We're going to call again, and I'm going to give you another example. And this is going to be a female answering the phone, and consider it for your business after hours. And we're not trying to deceive them. Imagine it, you calling in after hours. Hey, I can take a message for you, or I can tell you more about the company. I'm an AI chatbot. How can I help? And super short is what I would suggest. This is a little bit too long on the intro, but I was showing clients how it could work. So let's call, and you'll hear some background noises. So this is a female voice with a office. So you can actually hear the office. So I'm calling in now, and we're going to take a message.
Hey there. Thanks for calling. My name is Jennifer. I'm an AI virtual assistant. I help Grow Inc. with calls after hours and on weekends. I can help you by answering any questions you have about marketing. I can also tell you more about our company. Lastly, I can even take a message for you and share it with our team. So how can I assist you today? Let me know and I'll do my best.
Yeah, I want to leave a message, please.
Of course. I'd be happy to take a message for you. Let's get started with your first and last name. What should I write down?
My name is Matt, M-A-T-T. My last name is Law, L-A-W.
Got it, Matt Law. That's M-A-T-T-L-A-W. What's the best phone number we can reach you at?
My cell phone number is 352-329-7315.
Great. Your phone number is 352-329-7315. Now, could you please provide your email address? I'll spell it back to ensure it's accurate.
Sure. It's matt@gro.inc.
Thank you. So your email address is matt@gro.inc. Can you confirm if that's correct?
That is correct.
Next, could you tell me the company? Perfect. Could you please provide your company name so I can note that down correctly?
My company's name is Bob's Big Boy Services.
Great. Got it. Bob's Big Boy Services. Lastly, can you provide the message you'd like me to convey to the team?
Yeah, I'm just interested in getting a quote and getting started working with them.
Perfect. Here's the message I've noted. You're interested in getting a quote and starting to work with us. Name, Matt Law. Phone number, 352-329-7315. Email, matt@gro.inc. Company, Bob's Big Boy Services. Did I get everything right, Matt?
You did.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or ask?
Nope, that's it.
Wonderful. Great. I'll make sure your message gets to the team. Thank you for reaching out, Matt. Have a fantastic day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And so it hung up. And you can hear it hanging up there. So pretty cool. So first of all, a couple things with this demo. I don't think, I just wanted to show you the technology, but really what you could do is it could call, answer questions. And what I would probably do is transfer it to a voicemail. I wouldn't let the AI bot collect all of that information, but with certain programming and the way things are set up, you could actually get it to go to your calendar, and she could take appointments or he could take appointments. You can pick the voice. There's a lot of complexity to how this could be. But I will say it's not perfect, but it is getting better all the time. And it is the wave of the future. So we got chat bots that are like where people can type in on a phone or on the computer and ask questions. You could also do a phone system after hours. And I will admit, those aren't the perfect demos. The way we are kind of working on them now, it's a very short intro and transferring them to a voicemail message or telling them about the company and services, get to open up a support ticket. There's various things that can happen. So kind of one thing that's cool is if you heard me leaving a message to that person. There's actually called Open API, which stands for Application Programming Interface, which it can take data from that phone call in a text format, and then it could push it actually to the customer's CRM. It could send them an email. And so if I just left an information on that machine, it could actually instantly text me back confirming all that information or send me an email. So it's pretty cool how you could interface with customers. And I do want to say, I do see that improving. I do see that coming. And personally, I'm not sure I'm excited about that. I rather talk to a person. And I think most people would, especially in a service business. I don't think you can lead with, AI, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong for after hours or if it's for booking appointments. Or if you're on the other line. So you could do one, say, hey, I'm sorry, but we're on the other line, but I can help you. I could take a message and we'll call you back in a few minutes. Something like that could work really, really well, I think. So let's talk about how AI is being used in marketing and how businesses are using it to leverage their SEO and all the different things that it could be done. So with AI, one of the biggest things that it can do is write, and it can create a ton of content for you. And we're going to talk about how that content can work. So first of all, if you use AI and you have it write things, it will speed up your development. It can speed up your editing. It's very, very helpful. And so there's tools like Copy AI, Jasper, WriteSonic, even ChatGPT can actually do a writing for you. And so it can create email writing, ebook writing. And I will say that writers with the launch of AI and the evolution of AI are being devalued because it knows the content. You can give it prompts of what you want, and it can spit out copy for you very well. I will say this is that all of the AI we've ever had written, it always needs editing and tweaking because it does not sound. And obviously, you can prompt it to say, hey, I want it to sound like this, and you can teach it about the business. But it will just continually use similar words that I feel like are not normal. And so one of those words it always says, hey, do you want to delve into this? Delve. It's in all the writing. It's one of the words that is overused that ChatGPT and AI bots use, and I feel like it's annoying, and it just makes like it's part of AI. And so every time I see that, I'm like, oh, let's dive into it, or instead of delve. I've never really heard people say, hey, can we delve into this, Matt? It's just one of those words. So there's things like that make it sound not human, and you can tweak and you can edit it. But it does save a ton of time for writing. So maybe you're not following up with your customers and you want to send an email. It can help you develop an email faster, which is super duper helpful. You want to write a ebook about a product you have, and you want to explain it a little bit more. You give it the sections. It can help you do that, and so it will speed things up. It can also do personalized marketing. So we talked about API, like application programming interface. So every email that you receive, if you were to set this up, it can form a response and create it and save it as a draft. So it will help you speed up time for that. A lot of customers are working, a lot of big companies are working on dynamic support responses through that, giving them help for that. But what I've found is, and I've actually been on a couple of these email lists where somebody reached out to me and I responded, and then I got an AI response. So it should be saved as a draft and then kind of manually reviewed. That could save time. But this is the future of bot responding, dynamic email response. And so companies are using things like this to save time and save money. So in my opinion, you as a service business shouldn't be using it for that. But this is how people and companies are using AI. If you get a question, you should manually respond. Maybe you have a plugin on your account to check it for typographical errors, which is good, or to maybe, put a prompt in where you want to respond to help save time. But I don't see it being fully automated in responding. So yes, it can help with write. writing. It can also be very, very helpful in helping you form ideas. It's another way that is very helpful, is it is helpful in fixing errors on custom code. And so when a client, if we're building a custom script or creating something, previously in years past, we'd have to have all these developers to work on JavaScript or coding or any errors. So it can fix code and help formulate ideas, which is really cool. I think most people believe that AI is one button, one click, and then you're done. But that's not really how it works. It's not evolved to that. Now, obviously, it's getting better all the time and improving, but it's not one button and your business just markets itself and it's done. And obviously, that may come where it gets better, where you push one button and it will set up a marketing campaign. But here's the problem: when everybody does that or they get that, then it's all going to be equal and the same. And so you have to have some good marketing strategy along with leveraging AI and leveraging best practices and still having the human touch to do incredibly well. And I'll give you an example of this. This is just something my wife and I have been talking about a lot lately. Years ago, when you would go to Starbucks, there would be, mahogany tables, the smell of coffee, people sitting, people talking, the barista, this relational aspect of, hey, we want to be here. And with the development of technology, the development of apps and speed and going into all that went into COVID, it's now become a more transactional type of service where you order on your app, you pick it up, and because it's kind of lost its relational, that personal thing. I think that's a big reason why just here recently that Starbucks had a quarter where they actually declined in sales and revenues. And it's because if there's no human element at all, I'm just working with a bot and the barista's kind of hidden off. I could do that at home if I wanted, or I could go somewhere else because I've lost that specialty thing of what Starbucks was. And so I think, in my mind, this is me as someone just sharing my opinion. I do believe AI is super duper helpful, and we're going to continue to talk about it here in a minute and how you can dive into it. But one thing I do believe is you have to have the human touch in regards to people don't want to do business with a cold company. They want to do business with a company with real people that really care about the job being done right. So the secret is not to deceive people, to use it where you can, but to be very honest and open and be real people to help them. And so I think that's one thing. So let's talk about marketing campaigns with AI. I kind of got on a tangent there, but let's talk about SEO content. So you're like, well, if it can write all of this, can it create all of my content? Well, I do believe that it can create some content, especially for like your About Us page or pages that you're not really trying to optimize and rank for. Still, it needs to be personalized and edited. And the thing with SEO is like you could create all this content, but if you don't have links to your website and offsite SEO and social media working and all that working in your favor, you can create thousands of pages of content and it's still not going to rank well. The content's not going to be personalized. The content's not going to be done well. And so obviously, we are testing AI written content, edited content, and working on various strategies with this as well. As of right now, we still have writers write all of the content for our clients' pages, their SEO pages that we're trying to rank for, their content pages, for their geo-targeted pages. And because there's multiple different writers, multiple different personalities, they learn what to share about the company, and it's personal. And by the way, there is AI content detection tools, which obviously universities and teachers use to make sure the students aren't using AI to write their papers. And so there are tools like this, and we imagine that Google is going to devalue AI content. So it's important to remember Google owns the Google Chrome browser, so they can see how people are responding to the website. So though it may be great content or long content, the design has to be right. The site speed has to be right. There's a lot of things that go into SEO. So people believe, hey, I'm just going to write all this content with AI and they're not going to rank at all. So it's interesting that I want to reiterate that there's no magic potion. It's magical, it's helpful, but it's not the magic potion to marketing, at least not as of this date in 2024. So for social media is another way that you could use it. It will help with post creation, and it can really be super helpful to share a post. You say, hey, here's what I want to say. Help me write this in my voice, and it could do that. A lot of people talk about how it can create images. And so, yes, there are some cool image systems that you can use to make images. But what I found is for the most part, it like if you're trying to do like your company working on something, there's nothing like having a great, a bunch of great pictures of your team. So I don't think, in my opinion, you're going to use a lot of the AI for image development. It may be for a background or something like that, but not for, creating a picture of your work. So talking about all of the AI and all of the things it can do with the writing, the coding, just the voice, the chat, learning, communication, all of this stuff, it is, I will say, super helpful. And I believe with all my heart, people who leverage AI are going to save time on their daily tasks. They're going to save time on their marketing. They're actually going to be able to do more. And so, why I am a big proponent of AI is not because it allows me to be lazy. It's definitely not that. And so we don't take these like AI and say, hey, this is cool. This is going to save us a ton of time. And we're just going to do this and have AI do it and be lazy. That's not how we work at all. But it allows us to speed up the implementation. And so it allows us to speed up getting things done quickly. And it allows us to do more for the same amount of money that agency would charge. What I have found, though, is that, every week I talk to service businesses like yours, and they schedule appointments with us, and they're paying the same amount, but they feel like their companies, their marketing agencies are being lazy, and a lot of them are using AI in an effort to be lazy. So if they're doing SEO, now they don't have to hire a writer. They're just doing an SEO post on ChatGPT, putting it on your website and charging you $1,500 a month. I will say that I talk to people almost every week who are fed up with their marketing agency, who are spending a lot of money, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and they're getting no results. And because that agency is relying so heavily on AI, they are actually not doing a good job at all. So those are an examples of what I would say. I think a lot of agencies are relying on it. But in my opinion, and the way we work, it allows us to increase our marketing coverage. And so we use AI as part of our workflow, but we manually have to push a lot of other things and use AI as a best practices of all marketing. So with us, I feel like our clients get a whole lot more. We're on the cutting edge. We're doing more and we're leveraging it, and it's built into our pricing and our packages. So if you're new to AI, or maybe you're like, Matt, I want to learn more about how I can use this in my business. I want to use this as a way to kind of give you an example of what ChatGPT is and what it can do. So first of all, you can go to OpenAI and you can get a free ChatGPT account. It is great for learning. It's great for learning another language. It's great for planning trips. And personally, you'll probably get a lot of value out of it just as a person. And away from business, I think it's a great tool for learning about different things that you may be interested in. One thing I do is that when I am driving and I want to learn, I can push the chat button for the audio and I can ask questions about things that I'm interested in learning about. So first thing you should do is go and get a Chat GPT account. And so with Chat GPT, you can actually type in different things, but you can also push the headphones button, which I'm going to do here in a second, and you can ask questions to it and it will give you information. So let me just give you an example. So of course there's an app with ChatGPT. There's a browser version that you can type in, but I installed it on my phone as an app, and I'm going to give you a little example of how it works. And so let's go ahead and push a button. Let's ask a question about something here. Hi there. I would like to learn about Easter Island. I read an article about it this morning. Can you tell me a little bit about Easter Island and where it's located and some history?
Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, is a remote volcanic island in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. It's famous for its nearly 900 monumental statues called moai, which were created by the early Rapa Nui people. The island is a territory of Chile and is located more than 2,000 miles from the nearest populated land, making it one of the most isolated and inhabited islands in the world. The moai statues, which date back to between the 13th and 16th centuries, are carved from volcanic tuff and are known for their large heads, which are disproportionately large compared to their bodies. The purpose and methods of their construction remain subjects of research and fascination. Easter Island has a subtropical climate, and its landscape includes volcanic craters, lava formations, and beautiful beaches. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the island's culture and archaeological significance continue to attract research.
All right, so I'm going to interrupt you there. And now I'd like to talk to you in Spanish. And so I've been using ChatGPT to learn Spanish. So let's see. ¿Puedes hablar conmigo en español, por favor? Now let's try that again. So, ¿puedes hablar conmigo en español?
Claro que sí. ¿Cómo estás hoy? ¿En qué puedo ayudarte?
Estoy bien. Todo está bien. Gracias. So I'm going to just pause it and end it there. I actually tapped the wrong button on my phone when we were doing that, but I wanted you to get an example. Like, so you can ask questions about finance, business, anything you want. And it's based on what it has learned up to this point. And obviously there's something on there that says, hey, ChatGPT can make mistakes. There's like a disclaimer. But I find it's interesting if I want to learn something about history, or I want to learn something about travel, or I want to learn something about just an area I don't know a lot, I can just ask specific questions. And so it's like Googling, but in my opinion, it's a lot easier because it gives you very specific information. And it can also go to the web and research things for you as well. So very cool what you can do. So what I would do is get a ChatGPT account. It's great for just a lot of information and learning. And one thing I would suggest is that you partner with companies that know AI, that know API. So API stands for Application Programming Interface, and AI, artificial intelligence. But what's cool is you can connect these two. And so you can get a ChatGPT developer account and basically buy API credits. And so you can connect all of your technology to these things so that you can actually do more for less. And so that's one of the things that we do for our clients and try to walk them through that. So let's talk about some common AI questions that you may have. And so, Matt, you're in marketing, you own a marketing company that works with these service businesses. Are you worried that AI is going to take over all marketing? I'm not worried. I do see that it is going to continue to change the industry and the world. But I'm not worried because I believe that companies that leverage it will have an advantage. And I don't think, at least not anytime in the next few years, it is going to become a magic potion where it makes everything equal. It will allow some companies to do more. But if they don't have the entire approach to marketing correct, like everything that we talk about in our podcast, they're still not going to win. So they may win in one area, but they're not going to win as a whole. The other thing is, I do believe as more companies go to artificial intelligence technology, people are going to crave the human touch. And part of our business model is we are a very hands-on personal business. And what I mean is we work with clients, we meet with them, we talk to them, we come out with a plan that is for their business, that has their personal touch to it. So what I mean by that is, when we launch a company's website, it's not clinical. It is very warm. Their colors, their brand, everything matches who they are. It's their DNA. We come up with their unique selling points that make them better, that make them different. It's a very relational business. And so from our campaigns with SEO and pay-per-click to the pages that they land on, they're intended for a person, not for a bot. When people call our clients, they're getting a person on the phone. And when they're scheduling, yes, they're getting texts and automation, but it's a very personal system. And I think people want to work with people. And so I think, yes, AI is going to improve marketing experience. It can, but I think companies that just do it without understanding the personal touch are not going to have that advantage. But I also think that companies who leverage it, but also understand marketing, understand how to connect with people's hearts, they are definitely going to have a bigger advantage. So one of the questions I get again is it safe to use AI in my marketing? And I would say, well, this is a pretty new thing in marketing. I've been doing marketing before mobile websites, before mobile apps, before iPhones. I've been doing marketing a long time, and it used to be just SEO and how to rank, and then Google Ads, and then Facebook, and we've got all of these changes. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes, and we're going to see what happens. But is it safe to use AI in your marketing? It is safe, but we still use manual writers for SEO. We still go through and review things personally to see what we can do best for our clients. We still want to add a personal connection with our clients' unique selling points and connect with that prospect manually. I think that's always going to be there, but I think you can test it and you can go out and do things. We're testing it all the time to see and learn with our own personal marketing for Grow Inc., but also with what we're doing for our clients. Give you an example. If you're listening to a podcast today, if I was AI, would you really be listening? No, there's just no way it can do those things. So I think there's always going to be a place for AI, but I think there's a place for that human touch, and the secret is really finding a way to blend those together. And I would say go ahead and try it in your marketing. Another question we get is, what do you see coming in the future with AI? Well, I do see it continuing to get better and better and better, in my opinion. And I think it's going to replace, I think why Google has jumped onto this, it may replace web searching in a lot of ways. So a lot of times when I used to do a web search, and obviously there's an ad there when I'm doing a web search, now I'm going to ChatGPT app and just asking questions there, and then it is searching and finding information on the web. So you think about this, how cool this is like I'm not having to look at Google for information. I'm actually able to find it from multiple sources based on what it's learned. So I do think Google is worried about this, but I see it continuing to get better. I do think there will be opportunities that are going to come up with AI advertising in the future, so like some sort of pay-per-click. Something like that is going to happen, and I think people will get away from searching the web as much, which really is going to be a huge disruption for the world. But I think it's also going to just keep getting better and better. I think images will get better. I think it's going to be built into more things. I know iPhone is going to integrate ChatGPT into Siri. So it's going to be an interesting ride. And so instead of hiding from it and say, hey, it's crazy, it's going to be the end of the world. And honestly, one day it may be, I don't know, but it isn't right now. And it can definitely help your business. And I do believe it can improve your life and actually help you get more organized and get rid of clutter. So for me, in kind of our business model, I like ChatGPT because it allows me just to learn stuff from one place and keep kind of records of it instead of having all these tabs and bookmarks on my browser, which I still have a ton of anyway. But it's helpful. So that's just a kind of wrap up of AI, ChatGPT, and how it all works. So if you're listening to this training today and you're like, hey, Matt, I kind of want to learn more, my suggestion is go back, listen to all of the other episodes if you haven't already. Dig in. And if you want more information, you want to learn more, we've got some great resources on our website at Growing. So first of all, we have our complete marketing blueprint, which it's every single thing you need to do to grow your service business. It walks you through your unique selling points, your website, which is platforms and offers, what you can give away to increase leads. It goes through the marketing arsenal and everything we use to help service businesses grow. It's not a whole lot of things, and you don't need to do a whole lot of things to grow. So it goes through that, and then it talks about marketing automations and how to connect your CRM to communicate with your prospects. It will take you about 2 hours at the most to read, but we also have an audio version of this book, and it's 100% free. So that is our marketing book. We also have a marketing checklist of all the things you need to do. We have a software document, which outlines all of our softwares that we use, and it's all free on there and available for you. So we want it to be super valuable and super helpful for you. So there you have the AI summary, and I hope you found that super helpful. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you being a part today. Have an amazing day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. We hope you found today's episode helpful and informative. For more information about Grow Inc. and to request our free marketing blueprint ebook and other resources, please visit www.grow.inc. That's GRO.inc. We'll catch you in the next episode.